Swami Maharaj. Oh, you can imagine how fortunate he was that he took birth on the next day of Krishna Janma, Nandotsav. And his father kept his name Abhay Charan. Abhay Charan. What is Abhay Charan? Krishna Abhay. And Krishna, the servant of that Krishna, Abhay Charan. From boyhood, so many special things were seen in him. He used to play with Mridanga Kartal and the deities of Radha and Krishna Mahaprabhu from beginning. And from beginning he was very, very intelligent, soft memory. And he was given in the missionary school where English standard was there. And after some time he became very expert. Then, after some time, his father's friend called him to Bengal chemical, and he was appointed as manager. At that time, one day he heard the reputation of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, and then he one day came in the lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. In first glance, he was so much attracted to Srila Prabhupada. And also Prabhupada saw he is very learned in English. He can give articles in my harmonist, and also he can preach in Western countries, especially America, England and others. So he told that you should give articles in harmonist, and then he began. Then he was given Diksha, and then his name was also Bhakti Abhay Charanath Pinto. After some time, he became bosom friend of my Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyanti Goswami Maharaj. After some time, Krishna did not like that he should be manager of Bengal Chemicals. So he resigned and he wanted to start his own medical factory and then he started his own factory, medical. But what man proposes, God disposes. wanted that he should be like this. He should be entangled in worldly things. So very soon he fell. Then he came to Allahabad and he took a very big medical shop, very big, where our Prime Minister, first Prime Minister Govardhan and his daughter, Indira Gandhi, they all used to come there for medical medicines. And then after some time, again he fell. Then he began to make his own medicine and represented himself. And thus he used to go to shop to distribute his medicine. At that time he became penniless. His wife kicked up. And sons also, never like his elder son. But anyhow, younger son, he was always faithful to him and he used to love him. Then, penniless, he came to Mathura and he was living in a hotel. One day I was going to Vishram Ghat to take bath, and the way I saw him, "Oh Prabhu, why you are here? What doing? Where you are staying?" "Oh, I am staying in hotel." "In hotel? Where?" Then I told Kunjivihari Prabhu that go and take his all luggages and take him in over Kesavji Gauriya. And there he came, I gave a separate room in front of me, by side of me. And now he was with us. I told that, "Prabhu, we have not to come to distribute medicines. Your wife kicked you, your sons like this, now you should take sannyas. Don't delay, you are very qualified. You can preach in Western countries and everywhere in India." At that time he told, I remember that when I was in Calcutta and took initiation from Srila Prabhupada, I read in Bhagavad that Jasya Jada Anugrahnami Harishe Tat Anusagari. Those who are doing bhajan, interest in bhajan, I take his all wealth and everything, and I make a street beggar. Yes. So I began to fear. What should I do? Should I do bhajan or what should I do? Anyway, I'll continue. And after that I saw my Bengal chemical fell, my factory fell, my shop fell, my everything fell. And now. But he was not wishing to take sannyas. Anyhow, after some days, our Guru Devkar in Mathura, I requested him that, "Oh, your bosom friend is Abhayanath Prabhu. You should request that he should take sannyas. He is very qualified." He used to write book at that time, and he published first 3 cantos of Srimad Bhagavad there in our Gaudiya Math. He went Delhi and he published. In the night he used to write books, translating other books, and a paper What paper was? Huh? Back to Govardhan. He used to write. Then Gurudev came and he told, why you are delaying? You should take sannyas. Then there was a Sanatana Prabhu, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He was old of 92 years. He told that if Abhayacharnath Prabhu will take sannyas, I must take sannyas. And he inspired him. Then he became ready. And on the day of his Khau, he took sannyas in Mathura. And I make ready his danda and Bhirbat, Uttariya and everything. I taught him how to wear clothes and how to do all this. Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj was there and he was doing kirtan. And Orvat Vasi, Sesai and others were there. After that, after taking sannyas, he went to Agra and from there with some brahmachari he went to Jhansi. And he wanted to establish a temple, preaching center. And he brought Sriman Mahaprabhu teaching from Navadvip or anywhere. Very beautiful. But anyhow, he could not. He called our Guru Maharaj and we about 20 devotees, brahmachari, went there. And we also tried that he should have a center, but he couldn't. Then, if he had taken making the preaching center, it may be that he would have not gone to Western countries. So God disposed that. And after some time, he returned back with his deity and kept in Mathura and we established there. Still Mahaprabhu. After that he went to Vrindavan in the place of Samadhi of and Bhajanasthali of Rupa Goswami. And for so many days he was there and writing, translating books. So many authorized books he translated. After some time, by the grace of Srila Radha Damodar and the Srila Rupa Goswami, he went to Delhi and from Delhi by Sindhian navigation. He went to America and at that time I was with him and serving him. He told that, I have so many books old and full of dust. Please make a bundle and send it to Calcutta and from there that book will go with me. Then day and night for so many days alone doing, dust came in my nose and heart. I became sick. Anyhow, I make bundles and sent it to Calcutta. After that he went by that boat, not by aeroplane. He left me for me that you should come by aeroplane, I am going by. So he went and the way he became so sick that he had no hope to be present like him. But anyhow, he was accepted. And he wrote a poem there. And after that, anyhow, he went to America. New Jersey first class. He went. And from New Jersey, he went to New York. And he, in a park, I don't remember the
Tompkins Square Park.
He began to chant Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advait Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Nothing, only karta and eyes closing. Oh, there are so many hippies coming there, and they saw a sannyasi is in a very mood, and he is singing. What he is singing, they did never, but began to dance on this song. And after that, they used to give him some cigarette, wine, and other things. Because they were there, what they had, Priya Vastu.
They were near to them.
After that, what became? Hearing his songs, and especially Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda and Mahamantra. They were very much attached, and all hippies they are coming, more coming, and they become from hippie to happy. Shyamrani is here. And also, Vrindavan Vilasini, very beautiful thing as a girls. And after so many came, Kamal Krishna and others, Jews. They were also deep. So many camps. Now, a very big preaching center. And from there he began to preach in Los Angeles, New York, here, there, then England, and in whole world. In couple of years, he established hundreds and thousands of preaching centers. Even on the top of mountains, in midst of jungle, on the midst of the ocean, everywhere in villages also very miracle. And he, up till now, he has translated so many books. Every month he used to give me letters. About 500 letters he gave me. So much time he has requested me, you should come with me and speak with me. I told Prabhu, I am with you, but now I am serving my Gurudev. There are so many liabilities. So after some time, I will come. So, what he wanted, I used to send him karta, food, details, even peda mathura, very tasteful. He was very fond of sweet foods. And he used to cook so well. He used to cook himself. So many delicious things and offered to me. Thus in couple of years, everywhere preaching centers. And so many authorized books like translation of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam with his purport, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna book, so many books, Gita, Bhagavad Gita, Gita as it is, so many books. And thus, by book, the books were distributed in the whole world. And thus, in couple of years, he became like world teacher. I am very indebted to him. By his mercy only, I have served him a little. But that is why everywhere in the world, they call me, they respect me, they hear me, and by his grace, so many disciples now coming. It is not due to me, no qualification, but yet only by discerning of my Gurudev and Swamiji. Now everywhere preaching center also, I have written more books than Swamiji even. And he toured in world 16 or how many times? 40. And up till now I have traveled 24 times over the world. I think that what he has traveled in world, now I am going more other countries also. In China, in Russia he went, China and other countries also. Very good. Perhaps he went to New Zealand also. Fiji? I am going only by his grace. I think it was very miracle. Without the power of Krishna, anyone cannot do like this. So, Pujyapad Siddhar Maharaj also told, and I also told, his special power of Krishna. That is the Krishna of the whole world. And a revolution comes in religious things. Today is his departure day from this world. In my what? Pushpanjali in his lotus. He should be happy to me and merciful to me, and he should treat me as he was ought to, so that I can preach my Guru and his patience as he go Premanand. Now I am requesting Padmanabh Maharaj,
And you did his samadhi did by your own hand.
and
His samadhi
oh,
is given.
the last. Oh, when we returned back to India, I was alone person. That I went to airport
To welcome him.
to welcome him and to begin baptized. And one saw his disciple, Kirtananand was. And then he gave sannyas to him. I was there, and with me he sent Kirtananand here and there for free. He used to tell that, oh, Bombay is my head office. Navdeep is my
Royal
sadhana.
study. Royal study.
And Vrindavan,
Or abode.
my transcendental abode. Also he used to tell that India has eyes, but not, he cannot walk. Leg. And Western countries, America, is blind, but he can walk. So, India sitting on the they can move here and there. What is it? Oh, Bhakti Siddhant Malli, by which anyone can be liberated from this world and they can be happy forever. Only India can do. So India is Guru of the whole world in this way. But India is very poor. They cannot do anything. So Western countries are very rich. So we both, if helping each other, if we will preach bhakti everywhere, oh, it will be success. I see that Bhakti Vinod Thakur has told so many West Govardhan white complexion person from Western will come, and here all Indians both will do Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And we see now everywhere. More than Indians here are Western people. only I think that who are coming to me only due to Swamiji by his books and so today we are giving Pushpanjali. He should be merciful.
आपने अपने हाथ से उनकी समाधि दी थी, आपने अपने हाथ से उनकी समाधि दी थी।
इतना शुक्रिया। In the last time he was in Vrindavan, in Krishna Balaram temple, he called. I went there. He had just stopped to speak anything. And he was lying down. All were doing slow kirtan. I went there and seeing me, he began to weep. And he took my hands in his hand and told that you should sit on my bed. But I did pranam and another chair was given there. I sat there. Then he began to go. Oh, I have done something wrong. Apara. I have told something that Gaudiya Matwala always taking prasadam and sleeping, doing nothing. But really it was not my wish to tell like this. Only I told that for inspire my devotees. So, excuse you and tell my God brothers this. I beg excuse. And one thing more, I want that you should with your own hand give my samadhi. And you should organize my Virat Mahotsav. And what you will say, my disciples will pay to all Vaishnavas, money or anything. I told that you should not worry. I will do. He told that, oh, Prabhu, you should. I have brought so many Western devotees. And in Bengali he told that I have brought so many monkeys from here and there. I could not properly train them. So please, you should help me. I told them, I surely I will do. What can I do? And I will give you samadhi with my own. At that time, the Lord brother Bala Maharaj was there. And there were so many respected persons. But why he told me to give me samadhi? Why samadhi? And why he told that you should help my devotees? It may be something. He knew that he can do. So, I went to Western country first time to see the places where he had gone. It was like a primitive spot. I went there and saw everywhere. All places were telling, oh, here Swamiji has come. And that, why he told, it will be something mysterious. And I did all these things. I think that he will be happy that I am preaching here. And inspiring these all disciples who are like they know life. You can see all so many, especially senior devotees who left their home and they became Grihastha. I went there everywhere and inspired them. In England, in America, in Australia, Fiji, New Zealand, everywhere. And all disciples of senior disciples and sincere, they were attracted to it. I tell them. Even today, I am Gaur Premanande. One more. In a letter, he wrote, once I wrote something, and in reply to that letter, he told me, wrote me, our relations are transcendental and eternal. As my relation is with Prabhupada, eternal and transcendental. My relation with you, same thing. He has not written any one of his disciples. Not anyone. But I think school leaders are Kritabhuna, ungrateful. I served him so much. Still now I am glorified everywhere. In Bombay court case, day and night going there, I helped them so much. But they fear that, oh, Narayana Maharaj will become president of his home. And they will take his whole power. I don't want your disciples. You should take money from them and I will teach them what is bhakti. I will give bhakti. And you should take money. But you should also allow them to come to me and to learn something. But they fear that, oh, you will take all disciples. No will come to us and thus we will be like you. I told that I don't want to be. Oh,
Arjun. How long he was in Mathura before sannyas and after sannyas in Keshavji Gauriya Math? উনি কেশবজি গৌড়ীয় মঠে সন্ন্যাসের পূর্বে এবং সন্ন্যাসের পরে কতদিন ছিলেন?
About 3 months or like this. 3 months. So you can speak something and at about 10 you should continue. There are 2 weeks and again evening about 5 and other. Oh, better you. A senior most here.
Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnanam Janasalakaya Chaksuramritam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. First of all, I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipable Diksha Gurudev. Nijulila Pradishta Om Vishnupad Astotila Siddha Shri Srimad Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipable Shiksha Gurudev. Om Vishnupad Astotila Siddha Shri Srimad Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. To all of our disciple succession and all the assembled devotees. First, I'll begin from the sentence that Gurudev left off on regarding my being the most senior. About 10 years ago, I said to Gurudev that 12 years ago, I said, in ISKCON I feel like I'm senior because I was the second lady who joined and there was only about 10 other devotees there. But in your association and your Sangha, I feel junior to junior. So Gurudev said, yes, you are just a newborn baby. And then he said, when you look this way towards the people, you should think I know something. And when you look this way towards Sri Guru, you should think I know nothing. So Srila Gurudev is going around the world glorifying Srila Prabhupada by explaining his pranam mantra, Govardhan Pracharani, Nirvishesha Shanyavari Prastitya Deshasari. And if anybody doesn't have this book, it's a series of Srila Gurudev's lectures on Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra. So he often requests us to speak about Srila Prabhupada's glories through the meaning of his mantra. As Srila Gurudev explained in Gopinath Bhavan, what is that Gauravani that our Srila Prabhupada is preaching? He quotes several verses in that regard. And he said, you have to know all this Gauravani, all these Vanis, so that you can preach strongly and glorify Srila Prabhupada in this way. The first verse he quotes is Aradyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayas Taddama Vrindavanam Ramya Karchidupasanam Vajavadu Bhargaya Jakotika Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamamatam Prema Kumartum Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tantradaram Naparam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, says that my only worshipable deity is, my only worshipable, Aradhu Bhagavan, is Brajesha Tanayas, the son of Nanda Maharaj, the son of Yasoda, and his Dham, Vrindavan Dham, which is not different from him, is also my worshipable deity. Not Krishna in Dwarka, not Krishna in Mathura, but Krishna in Vrindavan, who is the son of Mother Yasoda, who came out weeping, cat, and couldn't even roll over without her help. That Krishna who is defeated by Subal Saka and Sridham in their wrestling matches. That Krishna who offers his head at the feet of Srimati Radhika. That Krishna is my worshipable deity. And the process of worship that I adopt is that which, as Srila Prabhupada said in his own words, has been manufactured. Govardhan Jakopita has been manufactured by the gopis. And what is the evidence of this? Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Krishna himself says in the Bhagavatam that your devotion to me, he tells the gopis, your devotion to me is so great that I have no capacity to repay it. Even if I have a lifetime of Brahma, I will not be able to repay it. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, this is the teachings, the Vani of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the opinion of Mahaprabhu, and I have no interest to hear any other's opinion. Srila Prabhupada quoted this verse so many times in his books and lectures. Even at the very beginning of his Srimad Bhagavatam, or Bhagavad Gita, in the preface, he quotes the second Gauravani, that is Chaito Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadavadi Nirvapanam. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Sri Shastakam is his great contribution. Nobody could think like this before he came. Nam Namakari Bahudari Nijasarva Shaktis. So many devotees brought the name and preached the name and sang the name, like Prahlad Maharaj got his fellow students to chant. Ramchandra gave name, Valmiki gave us Ramnam also. But as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the Lord has so many names, which has the power according to the form. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Radhakant, Radharaman, Gopinath. So in Mahaprabhu's teaching of the name, he gives what no other incarnation or acharya ever gave before, since the last previous day of Brahma, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself gave the same thing. That is, he gave Prem, Sneha, Man, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav, and even touching of Madhanakya Mahabhav to be able to serve Srimati Radhika in her happiness, tasting happiness, and her sadness, tasting sadness. And Srinada Visunichena. So many devotees were humble. Prahlad Maharaj was so humble. He tolerated the beatings of his father. But nobody is so humble like Srimati Radhika and the Gopis, as explained in Venu Geet, in Gopi Geet. And this is the platform of humility that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. I don't want any beautiful husband or wife. I don't want any wealth. I don't want any followers. What do I want? The bhakti that is in the heart of Srimati Radhika and her maidservants. That bhakti I want to serve. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through Shikshastakam, gave that highest love. And then the other verse, Anarvata Chiring Chirat Kurinayavatun Klo, Samarthitam Nadojalarasam Svabhakti Sriyam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again, he came to give what no other incarnation or acharya ever gave for a long, long time. For billions and billions and billions of years, since the previous day of Brahma, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to himself. And what love did he come to give? What love did Srila Prabhupada come to give? Unat Ojavarasam. Swabhakti Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. He came to taste the love of Srimati Radhika, because he's Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radhika, with her complexion. And he came to give Swabhakti Sriyam, the treasure. That treasure is locked, and only in his followers, Srila Rupa Goswami and his followers, is that treasure house, that Shriyam, that Sopa, that beauty, the beauty of the creeper. Srimati Radhika is the creeper, Krishna is the tree, and Radhika is the tree creeper that's wrapped around or embracing that tree of Krishna. And the gopis are the so many leaves and flowers and fruits and manjaris. And when the air plays with the creeper, then the leaves dance and the flowers dance, and everybody is happy along with the creeper. When the bee comes to sit on the manjaris sway back and forth, no. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give that Tat Bhava Krishnatika, that following of Sri Rupa Manjari. And Srila Prabhupada also, he said in the preface of his Nectar of Instruction, that the Krishna consciousness movement is founded under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. All Gaudiya Vaishnavas are followers of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and therefore one of the greatest Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Srila Narayana Das Thakur, prays. This is all in Srila Prabhupada's preface. He prays, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoive Ahuti, Kavi Hama Puja Bose Jugala Piriti. When will that day be mine, that I can understand the loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna and their associates through the literatures of Srila Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami and all the Goswamis. Another Gauravani that Srila Prabhupada spreads in all of his lectures, his letters, and all of his books is the establishment of that verse by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Amnaya Praha Tattvam Harer Iha Paramam, that those Vedic literatures that are accepted by the Guru Parampara coming through Lord Brahma, and then Madhvacharya through Madhavendra Puri, through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accepted by the 6 Goswamis and their followers, that is accepted as the evidence for the absolute truth. And what is that absolute truth? That Krishna, Brajendranandan Shyam Sundar, is the supreme absolute reservoir of all incarnations of all worlds, is the Lord of all lords. Moreover, he's the reservoir of all pleasure. He is the embodiment of all transcendental mellows. All living entities, whether conditioned or liberated, are his parts and parcels. Those who are conditioned are under the influence of Maya, and those who are liberated are free from Maya and serving his abode. The living entities and material energy are all simultaneously one with and different from him. The only process to achieve him, the only sadhana, is pure devotional service. And the ultimate goal of that sadhana is priti, or transcendental love, on the level of Braja Bhakti. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this is the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the fortunate living entities. And then Gurudev, he had me speak on this in Badger. What is that Gauravani that our Srila Prabhupada came to teach? And then as I was saying this, he started saying, and Gauravani is the Ratha Yatra Prasanga, the subject matter of Ratha Yatra, which is so exalted, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is reliving Srimati Radhika and the Gopis meeting Krishna at Kurukshetra. And within that, Hare Panchami, where Vrindavan is established as so far superior to Dwarka or any other abode, and the Gopis are established as far superior to the queens, who are nothing but the expansions of Srimati Radhika. Then he called out, and Rai Ramananda Samvad, that is also Gauravani. Within Rai Ramananda Samvad, Shri Rai Ramananda tells Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that only by the mercy of the Sakis can Radha and Krishna's pastimes be nourished, and can they be broadcast all over the world. So we see that Srila Prabhupada established Chaitanya Charitamrita not only in English, with the commentaries of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur and his own divine commentaries, but he had it translated in over 50 languages all over the world, as he did with Srimad Bhagavatam. He established Jagannath worship all over the world. First in San Francisco in 1967 in January, he went to San Francisco and he engaged even smokers in, one smoker and his wife, in carving the first Jagannath. And he even used Jagannath's head as an ashtray for his cigarettes. But Prabhupada knew how to engage everybody. And so then the second set of Jagannath deities, made by that same devotee, was sent to New York. And then Prabhupada came after Lord Jagannath came. And he even ordered me, just at LSD, just coming out of LSD meeting and the whole lot, and to organize the Ratha Yatra Festival in New York City. And he even drew a flatbed truck with Lord Jagannath in his stick figure drawings. So Prabhupada established Ratha Yatra in all the major and minor cities of the world. Why? So that in the beginning they're pulling the card and saying Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jagannath Swami Narayana Patagami Bhavatame. But then why? So that they could come to read the Ratha Yatra pastimes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then they can come to read the Ratha Yatra pastimes in Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Sanatana Goswami. And then finally develop the love of the followers of the Gopis, which is the original reason Jagannath appeared. So Srila Gurudev gave a little hint about the disappearance days of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada disappeared from our physical vision exactly 30 years ago today. And Srila Gurudev was giving a class in 1992 at our Juhu Beach Temple, ISKCON Juhu Beach Temple in Bombay. And he was explaining how Srila Prabhupada is just like a mountain, because the mountain is so high, and anyone without any qualification can see the height of a mountain. But the depth of the mountain underneath the ground is very difficult to see. So how high was Srila Prabhupada? He brought hundreds and thousands of millions of illicit sex mongers, meat eaters, wine drinkers, all bad habits, hippies, debauchees, and brought them to the door of bhakti. He established hundreds of temples. He, as Srila Gurudev just explained, he translated and wrote commentaries to, and translated the commentaries of the previous acharyas of 12 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam and 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And the Hindi publication group can identify with this, because Gurudev is always pressing one book a week, and why isn't my Govardhan Deshadeepika ready? Gurudev is telling them, don't sleep. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada had us publish 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita and 2 volumes of the 5th canto Srimad Bhagavatam in 2 months. And when the devotees told him that it's impossible, Prabhupada said, impossible is a word only in a fool's dictionary. So Gurudev is explaining that it's more easy to see see the height, and he established so many gurukulas and brought so many children from materialistic homes to become devotees. Now Prabhupada took their hand in his own hand and had them write A, B, C, and he fed them prasadam with his own hand. So this is the height of the mountain. But what is the depth of the mountain that Prabhupada came to give this very, very deep Gauravani, this Unat Ojvalam Samsubhakti Sriyam? And Gurudev explained how Prabhupada, we just heard, he ordered Gurudev to give him samadhi. So giving him samadhi, what does that samadhi mean? Gurudev said Prabhupada understood what is the meaning of samadhi. Sama means the same, and D means intelligence. So Prabhupada, by entering samadhi, was entering, of course he was already in it, just like Uddhava. It's explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when he was teaching Vidura, on Vidura's request, it's explained in the Bhagavatam that Uddhava has simultaneously present in Goloka Vrindavan and simultaneously present on the earth. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada is present always in Goloka Vrindavan, Nikunja Jorno Ratik is in Sivai, and also present on this earth simultaneously. So what does it mean, samadhi? That means he's entering, although he's already there, samadhi means that he's entering into that same mood as the maidservants of Srimati Radhika, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Sometimes, giving him samadhi, he put on unguents and samadhi mantras that he used to tell anybody about what those samadhi mantras were. Sindhu, sandalwood, and so many things to decorate him to enter into Srimati Radhika's kunj to continue that service. So Srila Gurudev said, if I can give one atom of that true conception of him to the world, I'll consider that my very best service to the world. He said, Prabhupada told me to preach to his followers, but I thought, how can I preach? They're so much more advanced than me. But then I heard that they were saying that he's a coward boy. Then he thought, now I know what my mission is, to give the full conception of Srila Prabhupada, and if I can do that, the greatest service to the spiritual master is to assist him in his service to Sri Rupa Mantri. And if I can do that here in this world for his followers and those who will become his followers, I'll consider that my greatest service. For